Alright everyone, NPC Unknown here, and welcome to the channel. In this video we have a few pieces of gaming news to go through, so let's get straight to it. The first piece of news we have is talking about Star Wars Jedi Survivor, formerly known as Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and the news says that the protagonist will still be Cal Kestis. So Cal Kestis will reportedly return as the playable protagonist in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order sequel. Last week, it was reported that the Jedi Fallen Order sequel, which is currently being developed by Respawn Entertainment for EA, will be named Jedi Survivor. This led to a lot of speculation about whether or not Cal Kestis, the Order 66 survivor, would return once again or a new character would be introduced. However, journalist Jeff Grubb, who also leaked the name of the sequel, said on his latest episode of GamesBeat that Cal will be the playable character again. Cal Kestis is still the star of the game. He's the main character, but I suppose that doesn't mean they aren't other playable characters. I'm not saying they are either. I don't know, but what I was told is Cal Kestis is the main protagonist still, explained Jeff Grubb. As of right now, we don't really know anything about Jedi Survivor, including plot details, gameplay, and other returning characters. The report of Cal being the main protagonist is the first piece of information we have, excluding the title reveal. Star Wars Jedi Survivor Fallen Order 2 is currently in development. The second piece of news is to do with God of War Ragnarok, and that Sony has recently revealed some of its accessibility options. So this follows the trend of Sony's first-party titles having extensive accessibility options. The upcoming God of War Ragnarok may not have a release date, but Sony has revealed a slew of accessibility options expected when the title releases. Blog post from early today, May 19th, shows the accessibility options, which follows a recent trend of Sony's first-party studios where they include a whole host of accessibility options for players. Firstly, accessible features from God of War on PC will also be included in the PS4 and PS5 sequel, meaning that auto sprint, hold and toggle aim stances, and hold or toggle shield stances will be available when the game launches. God of War Ragnarok will also vastly improve the subtitle and captioning options, with text size, colors, speaker's name, in-game cinematic sound effects, captions, subtitle background blur, and directional sound indicators being added to the game. User interface icons can be resized, multiple preset controller layouts can be chosen, whilst individual buttons can be remapped as well. High contrast mode can also block off certain characters, items, or objects in the world as certain colors to help players identify them, with players able to select their own color palette. Many other assets with things like navigation, traversal, and audio cues will be added to the game according to the post. The release date of God of War Ragnarok wasn't mentioned in the post. On the last anyone heard, it's when the game's animated director said it was still set to be released in this year, 2022. Late last year, developers from both Insomniac and Naughty Dog talked about the importance of accessibility in the gaming industry, with both studios adding them into recent games, such as Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales. And the last piece of news we have is about Witcher 3, and Witcher 3's current gen upgrades to release at the end of this year. CD Projekt Red have confirmed the release window on the game's 7th anniversary. The release window for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X versions of The Witcher 3 have been confirmed for later this year. CG Projekt Red confirmed the release window via the official Twitter account for The Witcher, saying that both versions will release in Q4 in 2022 or the last 3 months of the year. The following statement from the studio, where it said that the new version of the game wasn't in development hell after it postponed the release date for the second quarter of this year until further notice. CG Projekt Red's Senior Vice President of Business Development said at the time, "I want to state this is not the fact. There has been a lot of insinuations that we're going to launch June next year or something like that. That's completely not the case. Up until the delay was announced, Saber Interactive's Russian branch was developing the ports, with it being possible that Saber was taken off the game due to Russian sanctions following the current global situation with Russia and Ukraine." In November last year, CG Projekt Red stated that development of next-gen updates for Witcher 3 were on track to release in 2022. This followed the news that the next-gen updates for both Cyberpunk's 2077 and Witcher 3 had been delayed into the year, with Cyberpunk's update successfully launching in February. CD Projekt Red also confirmed recently that the entire new Witcher game is currently in development, which is said to be kicking off a new saga in the franchise. Little is known about the game right now, but it's set to start a multi-year partnership with Epic Games and not be exclusive on their storefronts. So that's it. Which of the 3 games are you most interested in? Do you want to play the Star Wars sequel? How about God of War Ragnarok? Or is it going back to The Witcher 3? Thank you very much for listening to this video. Give it a like, please leave a comment and subscribe. From NPC Unknown, this video is game over.